Art. Since 1951, professional art
Have you
restoration
started?
and conservation of paintings,
Yep.
works on
Okay.
paper, and collectibles
That's
damaged by
Ed
fire, flood, or
Sindicich.
accident.
Oh,
Insurance claims
And
and
hi everybody,
special
folk and
features.
acoustic
More at
music,
conserveart.net.
September 23rd, 2018. Keith Rouse is my cameraman. Today we're going to be featuring Ed Sindicich of the American Croatian Club. Did I get that close? Sindicich.
Sindicich. Close enough.
Okay, I'll keep on correcting me till I get it right.
Okay.
And Ed is the only, Edo is the only live guest we have today. Oh wait, but hold on.
TED Radio Hour
Hold on.
from NPR.
Tune into the TED Radio Hour this evening starting at 7 on 91.3
So where do you live?
WLRN
Fort
in
Lauderdale.
HD1, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, 91.5 WKWM in HD1 Marathon, Key West, 90.7 WFLV HD2 West Palm Beach, and 101.9 NPR for the Palm Beaches. It's 2 o'clock. Stay tuned for folk and acoustic music. Okay, now you can talk. All right. We'll get to Ed in 4 minutes, but Pino D'Agostino's playing now. Keith, if you want to ask Ed a question, that's okay. But yeah, maybe we'll explain all this stuff later. But yeah, okay.
There are albums.
These are Ed's albums. Brand new, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody has a turntable at home.
Yeah. They're coming back, though.
Yeah.
I went to a record store and you can't, they're all $15 now. You have all my old used records are like $15.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know if they would still play. I mean, they're so old. They're ancient.
No, but are they scratched? Or
Well,
No.
this one's probably been in its... No, it's never been opened. So this is an original.
No,
It
it's
might
original.
play.
So it's very valuable.
Oh, yeah. Collector's item. Because I guess there was like 100 sold. I don't know.
So lots going on in Croatia. People are doing films there and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Mamma Mia, all this stuff.
Yeah, a lot of movies. It's beautiful.
Oh, no, it's gorgeous.
And then they won the World Cup, so
Yeah.
that brought that's going to bring a lot of tourism in there. Or they didn't win, they came in second.
Yeah, but
Yeah, that was a lot of publicity for a small country.
right.
So
So how long have you been here?
I moved here in 2000. I'm from Indiana, Northwest Indiana. And my uncle owned the bar out here in Fort Lauderdale. So my sister moved down here, so I came down here for the weather.
Still have 2 minutes.
Okay.
For the weather, and you've been down 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years.
And you still miss Chicago.
I miss Chicago. I mean, the friends I have up there are, you know, you can be away for 18 years, it's like you never left.
My brother lives there.
Yeah.
So he's been there 40 some odd years. So.
Well, you know, my bass player, he lived across the street from me when I was 0. You know, we were born across the street. And I've been playing with him ever since I was a kid. And we still play. And I went home to play for his kid's wedding. So, you know, it's kind of cool. You meet somebody when you're a little kid playing in a band and you become friends and you stay friends. So. Yes.
How many guitars do you have?
Well, these are 4 different ones. There's 5 instruments in the Tamburitza family. That's the Bugatti, it plays the chords. That's the cello, it's the deepest instrument. It's the braccia, it plays the mid-range. And then that's the Preem, and it plays the high end. And then you use a regular acoustic bass, you know, stand-up bass like you'd see in a country band.
Right.
So I didn't bring that in because I'm sure your people know what a bass looks like. So.
Right.
Plus they're hard to lug.
Okay, still 1 minute to go.
Well,
Okay.
I'm a bass player, so I...
Oh, hey, you want to join? Monday nights, 7 o'clock?
Another thing, where is this?
In Deerfield Beach,
Do you have,
Oh.
at the
do
Croatian
you have to
Club.
know how to read music?
I'm going to teach everybody how to read.
Okay.
I'm starting from scratch. So even if you know how to play, you're going to have to tolerate the going through the scales and stuff.
So if you're an experienced musician, you might be bored.
Well, you know, they could always help.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're sitting next to somebody that's having trouble with the scales,
Right.
you know, some of them have music experience, some of them don't. So I'm going to assume they all don't.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll just leave that here in case Keith wants another visual.
And this one has our number that we're going to use.
What is the phone number?
It's going to be 954
Uh-huh.
998
998
3720.
272. Okay, stand by.
And then
Stand by, here we go. Good afternoon and welcome to Folk and Acoustic Music. My name is Michael Stock, here every Sunday afternoon on 91.3 WLRN. Opening up the program today, brand new from Italian guitarist Peppino D'Agostino. His new CD is called Penumbra, and the tune we listen to is called Movimenti Synchronicity. I'll be playing some new music today, some old music. I have an interview with Lucia Mercarelli in the second hour of Folk and Acoustic Music. I did that by phone a couple days ago. She's playing at the Parker Playhouse on Friday. But in the studio with me now is Edo Sindicich. And Edo, did I get that close?
you're getting better.
I'm getting better?
Sindicich.
Sindicich. And that's a name that's Croatian.
Yes.
And you obviously are you from Croatia?
Well, my grandparents are both. I was born in the United States, but both my parents were born here, but they're both Croatian.
So you're first generation
yes,
America.
yeah,
grew up in Chicago.
right.
And you contacted me, and it was very exciting because tomorrow is the day that you're starting the Croatian American Orchestra.
Well, we're calling it the South Florida Tamburitza Orchestra because
okay.
because it doesn't matter what nationality you are. We have a lot of people that just want to learn how to play string instruments. I've got Irish people in there. I got the guy at 7-Eleven in there that plays the ukulele.
Well, it's a brand new. What do you mean you have them in there?
Well, I got him signed up.
Oh, but it starts.
It starts Monday.
What starts tomorrow? What
The first practice starts on Monday. It's going to be at the Croatian American Cultural Center. And on Southeast 10th and Federal in Deerfield Beach at 7 p.m. And we have 20 instruments donated. So anybody that wants to learn how to play, they're all string instruments. They're similar to country instruments. We have an instrument like a guitar. We have a cello, but it doesn't bow, it picks.
Well, before we get into the specific instruments,
go ahead.
We're talking about folk music from Croatia, or the Tamburitza.
The Tamburitza. Well, the Tamburitza is native to all the countries in the former Yugoslavia. Croatia, Serbia, Slovenia, Bosnia, Herzegovina, southern Hungary, all those, Macedonia. It's just not Croatian. It's all those countries.
Just to veer away from the music for a moment.
Okay.
You said former Yugoslavia.
Right.
Do people get upset when they mention that former Yugoslavia because the country's not there any longer?
Sometimes. But, I grew up when it was one country and now it's separate. My friends are still my friends and the music is still the music. And this is about music, so...
and all are welcome to this.
Oh, everyone is welcome. Anybody, we want everybody to be in this.
And so, but the music is specifically of Croatia and...
Well, it's not specifically Croatian. You have Slovenian, you have Serbian music, you have Bosnian music. I mean, they're all similar. The wording is phrasing is a little different, but the general folk music is all the same. The instruments are the same. It was all one country at one time, so naturally all the music is similar.
You've been involved in this music all your life?
Yes.
So were your parents musicians as well?
My parents played. And there was instruments around the house, and that's how I started learning. I just picked one up one day. It was sitting on the couch, and I started playing with it. And then my buddy across the street, I got him to come over, and that's how our combo started.
So you grew up in Chicago in an area that had a lot of Croatian, Serbian folks.
Yes. I grew up in northwest Indiana, exactly, East Chicago, Indiana. And there was a lot of ethnic neighborhoods. There was Croatian, Serbian, Polish, Greek, Italian. It was a big melting pot because of the steel mills. So
that's not like that here in South Florida.
No, not at all. That's the problem.
It must have been shocking. When did you move down here?
I moved here in 2000, 18 years ago.
Was it a tough adjustment?
Yeah, my instrument stayed in its case for 15 years.
Oh, no.
I didn't know there was any ethnic or Slavic people down here, and I just found out about the Croatian Hall, and there's also a Balkan dance group in North Miami, and I just found.
How come it took 18 years to figure this out?
I don't know. Well, actually, the Croatian club didn't open until 5 years ago, so that's one reason.
And when you went there, did you find fellow musicians?
No. A couple people know how to play a guitar, but there's no musicians here.
Were they familiar with the music?
Not really. They knew the songs, but not the instruments. Even though they are ethnically from that area, I had to actually have an explanation of all the instruments one day, because these are folk instruments, and some people just aren't even familiar with their own heritage. But the president was gung-ho on this. I called him up and told him I wanted to do this. His name is Danko Gurgis, and he helped me tremendously. He's all for this, getting this going.
Starting an orchestra.
Yeah, starting an orchestra.
How many people are you looking for?
Oh, as many as possible. I had 40 in my orchestra up north. I had a Tamburitza orchestra in Indiana.
Are you an experienced conductor?
Yes.
Okay.
And I arrange and play, so.
But it's quite a niche to conduct and arrange this type of music.
It's a niche. But it's not only this music. I mean, I made arrangements of like Sound of Music, Blue Danube, any string sound that fits on these instruments works.
The Tamburitza.
The Tamburitza, right.
Tamburitza.
Country music works well on this. Zorba the Greek. You can play anything that strings can play. The acoustic works really well.
You've also had brought a couple albums with you. This is when you were living in Chicago, obviously, when you were playing. What is your instrument? What is your specialty?
The Bugadia plays the chords.
The Bugadia, the rhythm instrument.
A rhythm.
And you had a band. Was it a successful band?
Yeah, I was the richest kid in grade school and in high school. When you make $50 on a weekend when you're in high school, you're loaded. So yeah, we played 2-3 times a week most of my younger life.
Was that and did you plan to become a professional musician?
No.
That was never your intention.
I mean, my dad took me to the local bar with my other 2 buddies, and we played, and we made $20. And I go, oh my God, you can make money on this? And so I go, I'm in. And then we're playing ever since.
Well, what did you do as a profession?
I owned the bar.
Oh, really? Okay, good.
And I was a college professor. I got a few degrees, and I taught at the Art Institute down here. I taught game design and web design.
And when did you open up your case the first time in 15 years?
I got a call from my bass player to come back up north and play. And I went up there, and it stayed in tune. Yes. Believe it or not, I opened it up, and it was still in tune.
You must have missed it incredibly.
I didn't